Paul right. After 2 Game 7s on Sunday, it was only natural we were going to have overreactions last night and Monday. You know, Luka's the best player on the planet. Giannis is overrated trash. Jason Tatum's going to be the best for the next 10 years. Celtics going to win it all. You know, I'm not here for all that. I'm here for probably the most divisive player in the NBA. You either love this guy or you hate this guy. That's right, Chris Paul, CP3, the point god himself, after an absolutely embarrassing, curb stomping of a Game 7 at home, got run out the gym. Hide your kids, hide your wife. You don't want them seeing. It's an assault to the eyes. You were the best team in the NBA all season, and the huge underdog Mavs ran you out your own gym in back-to-back games. He is a huge divisive figure. Is he the most overrated player in the history of the NBA? It's not quite simple. I'm going to have to do some defending of Chris Paul, but I'm also have to get on his neck like everybody else is this morning. But before I get into that, if you could first, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get these daily update videos, share this video with your friends. It really helps the channel out a lot. We are growing like crazy. All right, so after being the best team in basketball all season, number ones, going to the finals last year, everyone thought this was the year. Chris Paul finally gets over the hump. They got a serious shot to get that ring. Devin Booker's entering, he's in his prime right now. He's only getting better. This is it. This is the time. This is the time for Chris Paul. This is the Suns' destiny. And they got absolutely obliterated in Game 6 and Game 7 by a massively underdog Mavs team. Now, don't get me wrong. Luka's an absolute dog right now. He's going to be competing for the best player in the NBA in the next few seasons. Absolute killer. And the Suns had way too much fun talking shit and rattling the dog's cage. You don't rattle dudes' cages. You don't mess with MJ. You don't mess with Bron. You don't mess with Kobe. You now apparently do not mess with Luka, because you're going to see what happens. Absolute phenomenal performance from Luka. But we're here to talk on Chris Paul, who was an absolute train wreck and a disaster down the home stretch of this series. And that's kind of been his MO in the playoffs, right? He can never win a Game 7. He can never get out of the second round. He looked like he was finally past it after getting to the finals last year and playing great. They lost to the Bucks, but they were pretty good. They were up 2-0, though. They thought they should have had it. It got swept after that. So there were some questions, but after a great regular season, this was the time. The matchups were good. Things were falling into shape. And now he's sitting his ass on the couch. And we all know this crazy man. The big headlines today, crazy man Pat Bev. We all know Patrick Beverley of the Minnesota Timberwolves was on Chris Paul's neck today. Absolutely crazy. Talking about they should have benched Chris Paul. He's a cone out there. Everybody knows he plays fake defense. He's not a good defender. Give him the Ben Simmons slander. Absolutely wild stuff from Pat Bev. But Pat Bev's a wild guy. I don't think it's that simple. But man, you really do have to look at Chris Paul. Some people, view Chris Paul as one of the best point guards to ever play the game. And yeah, he's great. And I've been very up and down on Chris Paul. I've been very down on him for a long time. And then my man swayed me to be a Chris Paul believer. When he went to OKC and took a really bad team to the playoffs, I was like, okay. And then he took the Suns to the finals last year. I'm like, this is okay. This is something I can get behind. But man, after this series, this was an embarrassment, man. A lot of talking, a lot of crying, and a lot of bad basketball play. I mean, look at his numbers down the stretch here. This is his playoff log. Let's see a 2022 playoff log here. Look at this down the stretch here. Just awful. 12 points against Dallas, 5 points, 7 points, 13 points, 10 points. He was pretty okay yesterday, no turnovers, but his minus 39 on plus minus, minus 14 in Game 6, plus 7, they were blowing him out, minus 3, minus 8. There's your defense right there. That's nothing. He's giving you no offensive production. 5 turnovers, 4 turnovers, 2 turnovers, 7 turnovers. Man, this is so unlike Chris Paul. Is it age? Is it the moment? Is it the playoffs? When you're facing somebody that's better than you and people expect you to win? Because that's been Chris Paul's problem. He has no problem being an underdog when people don't expect him to do it. Like last year, nobody expected the Suns to win the West last year. And that's why they could do it. But all the onus was on them. They were the number 1 seed. They were the best team in the NBA. This was their conference for the taking. and they folded. Now, it's not all on CP3. Devin Booker has a lot to blame with him, but he's got the Kardashian curse. You don't date a Kardashian/Jenner. You don't do it. They suck your soul out, and you can't play basketball or be even a competent human being anymore. I don't need to go down the list of players' careers destroyed, people that have gone off the deep end by associating with these women. Don't do it, guys. Just don't do it. That's my own personal warning. But Chris Paul's playoff career has been interesting. He's been about a 20.8 assist guy, 5 rebounds a game. That's pretty productive from your point guard. He's never been a scoring point guard, very much a facilitator. But man, the history speaks for itself in big spots, cannot get out. Losing back-to-back games 5s, game 5, game 6 with Houston. That's a great Warriors team. With beats OKC with Houston, but gets through finally with Phoenix. He really struggled with the Clippers. Game 7 loss against Utah. The heartbreaking, where was the heartbreaking one against Golden State when he was with Houston? He lost, here you go, did not play when they had Golden State down 2-3. It's just something with Chris Paul that everybody, you either love him or you hate him. There is no in-between with Chris Paul. Let's just get it with that. There's nobody's like, yeah, he's okay. He's a gnat. He gets under your skin. He's on the I like to call it the all-nonsense team. It's him, it's Draymond, it's Pat Bev. It's guys that just get on your skin. Everybody on the other team wants to fight them. Now, some guys do it right. Some guys do it wrong. I can't question Chris Paul's work ethic and hard work. But man, as a guy of his caliber of talent, the way people hold him in respects, he really, really lets down in the biggest of spots. It's a shame. And he doesn't necessarily have bad games. He has good games in big spots, but they just lose. It's something about him. Is it the belief he exudes? Is it the rest of the team? Is it the impact? Does he start bitching at people and they start playing bad? The defensive thing is a concern. Patrick Beverley says anybody who's anybody in the NBA knows he can't play defense. So that's something that maybe that we miss, that people don't really talk about, that's a known thing in the league. It's just something about him, and I think this is the end of Chris Paul's chances. He said he's not retiring. I don't think he's ever going to have another chance to make a real finals run. I think the Suns are toast. Devin Booker's really going to have to take a look in the mirror and figure himself out. Now, they have Monty Williams. Monty Williams is a really good head coach. DeAndre Ayton's a very solid player, but they got to figure some things out in Phoenix. Maybe Chris Paul just hops on another team. We going to send Chris Paul's ass to Philly now? Is he going to play for Philly and get rid of Harden, play Chris Paul? Send Harden to Phoenix. We'll get Chris Paul and we'll let crazy ass play with Embiid and Maxey. Who knows? But I don't think Chris Paul, maybe go plays with his boy LeBron in LA. I just don't think he has another serious chance. And that's a shame. Everyone kind of wants to see him win a title. Or maybe it's not a shame. I know a lot of people are glad he never won a title and they hate him. So which way do you fall? I don't think he's the most overrated player in the history of the NBA. But the numbers seem to state that he is extremely overrated. He's not a winner, does not get it done in the big spots, and that's the biggest thing for me when you're an NBA superstar, all-time greats. What do you do in the biggest of spots? And Chris Paul, time and time again, loses basketball games or is nowhere to be found. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You love Chris Paul, you hate Chris Paul. It's a really divisive guy. But again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you all tomorrow.